shelter. Form your shelter. Form your shelter. Bring out whatever you got, man.
And we not out here to play, man.
Bring that out, kid.
It's the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 11.
Bring it out.
And in those days, went there out of Israel wicked men.
Wicked what?
Wicked men.
It's a lot of wicked niggas out here, man.
Right.
Who's gonna stand up and be righteous for the Lord, man?
Right.
We gotta be an example out here. Kings and priests and nobles, man. Read.
Select wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
And that's what they say, man. Let's go make a covenant with the heathen. Let's join with the inhabitants of the land. And we're not doing that in the last days, man. We standing up for the Most High, being bold for the Lord. Read.
With the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen.
To do after the ordinances of the heathen, man. Why would you want to be like the so-called white man, man? He stinks. He gives false creeds, right? He has no melanin. All he does is rape, rob, and murder the earth, man. Why wouldn't you want to be like a God-given damn Israelite, man, in the Bible, man? Right. And we're strong. We're powerful. We know the precepts. We're the priests of the ancient world. And we're everything that they're not. Bring that out, okay?
Book of Isaiah, chapter 50, and verse 7. For the Lord God will help me. Therefore shall I not be confounded. Therefore have I set my face like a flint.
Hey, Isaiah said he would set his face as a flint, man. Give me Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 17. Matter of fact, give me Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 8. We got to set our face like a flint out here, man. All hell could break loose. And we not running and backing down from nobody, man. Right. Isaiah, when he was out there, he was bold in the spirit. He set his face like a rock. Read on from there.
Come on now.
God. And I know that I shall not be ashamed.
And I know that I should not be ashamed. Bring that up.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 1 and verse 8. Be not afraid of their faces.
What the Lord say?
Be not afraid of their faces.
Wait, why would a man in the army be afraid of a demon, man?
Right.
And we got to know we're spiritual men. We know that the Lord has sent them down to corrupt and try to overthrow the ministry. He's seeing if his servants are going to stand strong to overcome this thing, man. Only the weak are going to get seduced and pulled away out of the faith. Read.
Be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee, saith the Lord.
Read.
Then the Lord put forth his hand and touched my mouth. And the Lord said unto me, Behold, I have put my words in thy mouth.
I have done what?
I have put my words in thy mouth.
Read.
See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms.
Hey, the Lord said I set you over the nations and over the kingdoms, man. We're kings on this earth. Give me the book of Sirach, man. Chapter 4 and verse 15. We're the kings of this earth, but we got to start moving like it. We got to start acting like it, man. We got to start acting like World War III is on the rise. We got to start praying more and fasting more and doing the work of the Lord more, man. We may only have, man, 3 more months on this earth. We may very well only have a couple of more weeks. Right? Time is running low in this thing. Give me the book of Sirach. Right? Matter of fact, give me 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 5. Give me the book of 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 5. Bring that up.
2nd Ezra, chapter 9 and verse number 5.
Bring it out.
And it reads thus. Slucky. 2nd Ezra 9 and 5. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end. And the end is manifest.
The Lord say.
And the end is manifest.
The end is manifest. World War III, bombs, pestilence, violence, uproars of the people. The Lord has proclaimed on the earth what's going to happen before it happens, man. The end is already manifested. We already see the uproars of the people. We see the nations turning on one against another. We see the allies being formed. We see America slowly crumbling and its economy going down. Read on.
Verse 6. Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils.
Shall be preserved. Give me 2nd Ezra 6 and 25. Bring that up. This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 4 and verse 5.
Bring it out.
Who shall give account to him that is ready to judge the quick and the dead? For this cause was the gospel preached also to them that are dead, that they might be judged accordingly to men in the flesh, but live accordingly to God in the spirit.
Read.
But the end of all things is at hand.
What the Lord say?
But the end of all things is at hand.
Hey, the Lord said the end of all things is at hand, man. You better start fearing the Most High God. You better wake up and get your ass out here and do the work of the Lord, man. You better pass these flyers eyes out, man. You better start reading like your life depended on it, man. You better take care of your wives and children and stand up and be a man in the last days. Read.
Be ye therefore sober.
What the Lord say?
Be ye therefore sober, and watch unto prayer. And above all these things, have fervent charity.
Have fervent charity. Be on fire. Teach your people, man. We're out here for that. What's going on, sister? You got a minute to the words of the Lord? 2 seconds. You just got one, all praise. You got 30 seconds, real fast. I'm going to give you 3 precepts out of the Holy Bible.
That's right.
And I want to show you something. Now, this world may call you what? Black, African American, Negro. These are the things that were thrown upon us by who? Our oppressors.
That's right.
But the Lord never called us Negroes. The Lord never called us African Americans and idiots and gangsters and stereotypes of this world. Guess what the Lord called us? Give me Romans 11:1. I'm about to go inside of the Holy Bible and show you what the Most High God has proclaimed in the Bible. Give me the book of Psalms chapter 79 and verse number 1. Give me the book of Psalms chapter 105 and verse 18. Bring that up.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 11 and verse 1. I say then, have God cast away his people?
And it may feel like the Lord casted us away. We're in slavery, bondage, right? All death, oppression. We've been on slave ships, hit the nigger baby. We've been fed to alligators. We had a treacherous history of our past and the things that we've been through as a nation of people. The Lord said, look, did he cast away his people? The same people that tread through the Red Sea. The same people that the Lord opened up, you understand, to lead through by the hand of his son. Read.
God forbid. For I also am an Israelite.
Oh, I'm a Negro.
For I also am an Israelite.
African American.
For I also am an Israelite.
For I also am an Israelite, sister. Can you say the word Israelite? Israelite. That's what the Lord has called this men, women, and children to this very day. Black was thrown upon you by our oppressors. Bring that out in the book of Psalms, chapter 79 and verse number 1.
Book of Psalms, chapter 79 and verse 1. Oh God, the heathen are come into thine inheritance.
What's our inheritance? What was given to us? Now, does not every nation have an inheritance? Every nation has a nationality. Every nation has a heritage and things that they had before. The Chinese man may have his garments. The East Indians have their dots. The Punjabi tribes and all of these different things. What do we have as a nation of people? What was passed down to us generation to generation? Was it just a gold Rolex watch? Was it a chain? Was it debt? Was it watermelon and chicken and loud music? What generation and what do we have as a nation of people? Read on.
Thy holy temple have they defiled.
Read.
They have laid Jerusalem on heaps. The dead bodies of thy servants.
What the Lord say?
The dead bodies of thy servants.
Not in the Bible.
The dead bodies of thy servants.
The dead bodies of all of thy servants. What people as a history have dead bodies on the earth? I mean, carcasses in all abroad the sea from multiple voyages of slave ships. What people have been shot down on this very soil and covered up with dirt, but their blood is still soaking down, man. And only the Lord could behold all the treacherous crimes and atrocities that happen to one nation of people. Who was killed in great multitudes, shot down and slain, and hung, and unjust things happen to one race of people. The dead bodies of all thy servants. Read.
Right.
The dead bodies of thy servants have they given to be meat unto the fowls of the heaven.
Read.
The flesh of thy saints unto the beasts of the earth.
Read.
Their blood have they shed like water round about Jerusalem, and there was none to bury them.
And there was what?
And there was none to bury them.
Who buried our forefathers? Wasn't he burned alive? Did he get a proper burial? When they get hung and they get thrown off to that tree, you think the so-called white man is slaving to open up the grave to give your great-great-great-grandfather a proper burial? Or do they feed him to the dogs like it just said in the scriptures? They literally used to tie us up and feed us to dogs and animals. Pigs. These things happen to us. But guess what? It's not calling them black man, African American, Negro. Our ancient nationality from old thousands of years ago are the Israelites.
Right.
Don't ever forget that, sister. I'm going to show you a couple more to prove that to you. Because you may be on the fence. I never heard of this before. What is an Israelite? What does this have to do with? Give me the book of Psalms, chapter 74 and verse number 6. We got to go inside of the Holy Bible and show you these things.
Book of Psalms chapter 74 and verse 6.
Right.
But now they break down the carved work thereof at once with axes and hammers. They have cast fire into thy sanctuary. They have defiled by casting down the dwelling place of thy name to the ground.
Hey, the Lord said they cast our name down to the ground. Our ancient name used to be Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim, all the way down to Naphtali.
Right.
Now they call us damn African American, West Indian, Haitian, Puerto Rican. The Lord said there is a people on this earth that cast our true name all the way to the ground, man.
Teach,
You think we were speaking English 4,000 years ago? You think we were speaking the British 4,000 years ago? And this bastard broken up dialect 4,000 years ago? You know what we speaking, sister? The Hebrew. The Lashuam Kadash. The Ahrayah. We were speaking the Hebrew. Read on.
Verse 8, they said in their hearts, let us destroy them together.
There's a people on the earth that's saying to another group of people on the earth, let us destroy them. Let us destroy their name and cease it from existence. Read.
They have burned up all the synagogues of God in the land.
Read.
We see not our signs. There is no more any prophet.
The Lord said there's no more any prophet. Who are our leaders? Give me the book of 1 Esdras, chapter 1 and verse 40. Who are our leaders anymore? Well, it can't be Al Sharpton, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. It can't be Creflo Dollar. It can't be T.D. Jakes. It can't be all of these fake pastors and apostles that are sent out, but on the left-hand side. Bring that up.
This is the book of 1 Esdras, chapter 1 and verse 40. Wherefore against him, Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, came up and bound him with a chain of brass.
And bound them with a chain of brass. Who's ever been bound with chains of brass? Chains of iron. Who of these things have ever happened to where they've been dragging in captivity and slavery? The so-called black man. And did what?
And carried him unto Babylon.
And did what?
And carried him unto Babylon.
And carried him unto Babylon. Give me the book of 2 Chronicles 33 and verse number 10 and bring that up.
Jeremiah chapter 40 and verse number 4.
Bring it out.
Say verse 4, right? It reads, and now, behold, I loose thee this day.
I do what?
I loose thee this
I'm
day.
gonna be in slavery forever.
I loose thee this day.
I loose thee this day.
From the chains.
From the what?
From the chains.
From our minds.
From the chains.
From the chains. The Lord is saying in the Bible, today I loose you from the chains, man. And we gotta break this understanding of us just being slaves, man. Our history goes further back than us just being on cargo slave ships, man. They just want you to understand that you're nothing but a Negro woman, a Negro man, an idiot, a gangster, a spick, a hoodlum, and a fool, man. When we're actually kings, man. We're actually princesses. We sit on royal thrones in the ancient world. There was actually a throne. There was actually a porch where a king sit just for judgment, man. These things actually happen in the Bible. There's a book called 1st and 2nd what? Kings, man. And that's about our forefathers and our heritage that we forgot that got stripped away. Read.
Which were upon thine hand.
Which were upon thy hands. Bring that up.
It's the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 33, verse 4. Also, verse 10. And it reads, and the Lord spake unto Manasseh and to his people, but they would not hearken.
Hey, the Lord speaks to us as a nation of people, but we don't hearken. You know what we like to do? Smoke weed, get drunk, dance, have fun. Right? Give me the book of Isaiah 28 and verse 23. I know you got that itch, sister. You got to listen to this real fast before you leave. Isaiah 28 and 23.
Isaiah chapter 28 and verse number 23. Give ye ear.
No, I got to go.
Give ye ear.
The Lord say,
Give ye ear.
Read.
And hear my voice.
And hear my voice. So our heritage that was stripped away, the Lord is requiring, which is one of the commandments, to give ear diligently was being brought out. Read on from there.
Wherefore the Lord brought upon them the captains of the host of the king of Assyria.
So the Lord said when we went off and committed sin, the Lord brought a nation against us. Read.
Which took Manasseh among the thorns.
Which took a king and wrapped thorns around.
And bound him with fetters. And carried him to Babylon.
And carried this king of ours to a strange land which he knew of not. Read.
And when he was affliction.
When he was what?
And when he was in affliction.
When he was in affliction. Check out this sign. One of our kings, when he saw all of the bondage and servitude, when he saw he was getting beat, give me the book of Jeremiah chapter 52 and verse number 10. When he seen he's getting beat, we're going to bring that out too. We most definitely going to bring that out. Hold that. Isaiah 50 and 17?
Isaiah 54 and 7.
54 and 7. I'm going to bring that out next. Hold on, read. When he saw all the affliction he was in,
and he besought the Lord.
He besought the Lord when he was in captivity. Our people are seeking the Lord in captivity. They're dressing half naked. They're having fun. They're trying to fit in with the inhabitants of the land. Read.
He besought the Lord, his God, and humbled himself greatly.
And did what?
And humbled himself greatly.
No, walked up and down proud.
And humbled himself greatly.
When we see ourselves in these conditions, we got to humble ourselves. Because we used to have our own lands, our own cisterns.
But he said, no weapon formed against me shall prosper.
You right about that.
Isaiah 54.
You right about that, sis. He did say that.
There you go.
Humble himself greatly before God of his fathers, and prayed unto him, and he was entreated of him,
So once we pray and humble ourselves as a nation of people from being in captivity and slavery,
and heard his supplication, and brought him again to Jerusalem and to the kingdom. Then Manasseh
it said he brought him again to his kingdom.
Right.
So the Lord is saying once we come back to the Lord, repent, pray, the Lord's going to bring us back to our what?
Our what, sister? Say it again.
Don't bring them back to our kingdom.
He's going to bring us back to our kingdom, man.
Right.
And our kingdom and who we are the what? Which are the what? There you go, sister. Which are the Israelites. All praise to the Most
Know
High.
that word.
All praise to the Most High. Bring it out for the sister while she leaves. Isaiah chapter 54 and 17.
Book of Isaiah chapter 54 and verse 17.
Bring it out.
No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper.
Right, no weapon. Nobody could come up against the Israelites. Give me the book of Psalms chapter 5 and verse 10. Give me the book of Psalms chapter 46 and verse number 6. Right, the Lord, give me the book of Isaiah chapter 64 and verse number 1. The Lord said, no weapon formed against us is going to prosper, man. You have to believe that. Bring that out, King.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 46 verse 6. They lavish gold out of the bags.
Isaiah. I wanted Psalms 46 and 6.
This is the book of Psalms chapter 46 and verse 6. The heathen raged, the kingdoms, the heathens raised, the kingdoms were moved. He uttered his voice, the earth melted.
The what?
The earth melted. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge.
Hey, the Lord said all hell broke loose, man. The earthquake, man. When the Lord rise up for his saints. Read.
Salah, come behold the works of the Lord. What desolations he hath made in the earth. What desolations he hath made in the earth.
Hey, the Lord's coming to destroy this place, man. If you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans don't wake up and come back to the Lord, you're going to be destroyed, man. Right along with all of these heathens. Read.
He maketh wars to cease unto the end.
Hey, the Lord said no weapon formed against us shall prosper, man. So he's going to make all wars to cease from his saints. Read.
Unto the end of the earth. He breaketh the bow and cutteth the spear in sunder. He burneth the chariot into fire. Be still and know that I am Yahweh.
Give me the book of Psalms chapter 29 and verse 5. Bring that up.
Psalm chapter 5 and verse 10. Destroy thou them, O God. Let them fall by their own counsel.
Let them fall by their own counsel. Somebody give me Micah chapter 5 and verse number 10. The Lord said, and let them fall by all of their wicked counsels. Give me the book of 2 Chronicles, right, chapter 32 and verse 5. And give me the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 28 and verse number 15.
Read. Say Psalm 26 and 5. Read.
Reading on in Psalm 5 and 10. Destroy them, O God. Let them fall by their own counsel.
Let them fall by their own counsel.
Cast them out in the multitude of their transgressions. For they have rebelled against thee. But let all those that put their trust in thee rejoice.
Read.
Let them ever shout for joy.
What the Lord say?
Let them ever shout for joy.
That's salvation, man. The ones that repent and come back to the Lord, we're going to be shouting for joy when we see this place destroyed, man. When we see Yahweh Shem Yahushua with the thousands upon thousands of angels crack the sky. That's the day of deliverance. That's the day we've been reading about. Day in and day night, man. We've been enduring for, man. That our families, our children, our brethren, our congregation, our nation has been waiting for, man. I can't wait to get the hell out of this place, man. Lord willing, he seen fit to beam up all of his servants. Read.
Because thou defendest them. Let them also that love thy name be joyful in thee. For thou, Lord, will bless the righteous with favor.
You can rush right there. Bring that up.
This is the book of Psalms chapter 26 and verse 5.
Bring it up.
29 and 5.
Bring it up. 29.
I got Psalm 64.
I got 29. Bring it up.
Come, book of Isaiah chapter 64 and verse 1.
Yeah.
Oh, that thou wouldest rend the heavens.
Hey, the Lord said by the hand of Isaiah, oh, that thou wouldest rend the heavens. I mean, I'm trying to get the hell out of here, man. Isaiah said, man, rend the heavens. Come back right now. Read.
And that thou wouldest come down, that the mountains might flow down.
Hey, the true servants of the Lord can't wait for the Lord to come back, man.
Hey.
Oh, that thou wouldest rend the heavens. A lot of men right now are enjoying Babylon, man. They're creeping around in the dark, man. They're doing all things of mischief. Read.
Right.
As when the melting fire burneth, the fire causeth the waters to boil, to make thy name known to
what?
thine adversaries.
To do what?
To make thy name known to thy
Hey,
adversaries.
the Lord wants his name to be known on the earth, man. Right now, everybody think the Lord is white Jesus.
Right.
Everybody think the Lord is for everybody.
Right.
But he's a so-called white man with long hair, man. That's not the Lord according to the Bible, man. The Lord is a fierce man of war. with red eyes and woolly hair, man, with a sword drawn in his hand, and slay all the heathens in the land.
That the nations may tremble at thy presence. When thou didst terrible things which we looked not for, thou camest down, the mountains flowed down at thy presence. For since the beginning of the world, men have not heard, nor perceived by the ear, neither hath thy eye seen, O God, beside thee, what he hath prepared for him that waiteth for him.
Right, bring that up.
This is the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 28, verse 15. And the men which were expressed by name rose up and took the captivity. And were expressed by name and rose up and took the captives, and with the spoils clothed all that were naked among them, and arrayed them, and showed them the gate, and showed and gave them to eat and to drink, and anointed them, and carried all the feeble of them upon asses, and brought them to Jericho, the city of palm trees, to their brethren. Then they returned to Samaria, and at that time did King Ahaz send unto the king of Assyria to help him. For
he sent to the king of Assyria to help him, man. Tiglath-Pileser III, man. When did the Lord say, go to the heathen to help us? Read.
At that time did King Ahaz send unto the king of Assyria to help him. For again the Edomites had come and smitten Judah.
The Edomites did what?
And smitten Judah.
The Edomites came and smitten Judah. When we saw that we were broken down as a nation, the Edomites didn't come and help. You know what the Edomites did? They watched from afar to seek a time when we were overthrown to come and invade to smite Judah, man. That's like somebody getting jumped in the street and your chief adversary is just watching. Just watching and wait to jump out of nowhere to put a leg in to continue the affliction.
And again the Edomites had came and smitten Judah.
Where the hell did they come from? It came from out of nowhere. They was watching us get destroyed.
And carried away captives. The Philistines also had invaded, and the Philistines also had invaded the cities.
And that's how you gotta hate these nations. Because what the hell are the Philistines and the Edomites got to do with the Assyrians? We're getting taken down by them and they're seeing from afar. Nobody comes to help us, man. These nations don't love you, man. Just because they open the door for you, just because they give you a small raise, just because they say, well, how you doing today, sir? You want to check out our menu? They don't give a damn about you, man. If they seek of any opportunity while you're down, getting invaded, getting destroyed, they're going to further the affliction to kill you.
The Philistines also had invaded the city.
They invaded the cities
of the low country and of the south of Judah, and had taken Beth-Shemesh and Ajalon and
where you at, King? What verse? 18. Bring that up. Give me 2 Chronicles 28 and 18.
This is the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 28 and verse number 18. Reading on. And it reads, the Philistines also had invaded the cities of low country and of the south of Judah, and had taken Beth-Shemesh and Joelon and Geraboth and Shekoh with the villages thereof, and Timah with the villages thereof, Gimzo and the villages thereof.
He took all of these villages when he seen us down.
And they dwelt there.
And they did what?
And they dwelt there.
What they see when our cities was invaded?
And they dwelt there.
Imagine getting whooped, getting beat, getting slain by your oppressors. Somebody coming in, furthering the oppression, furthering the violence, taking captives, and dwelling in your own cities, man. Man, somebody kick down your door while you getting jumped in the backyard and just laying on your couch. Just kick down your so-called bedroom and jump on your bed and make themselves at home.
For the Lord brought Judah low because of Ahaz, king of Israel. For he had made Judah naked and transgressed sore.
You got a minute to hear the words of the Lord, brother? Brother, come in the words of the Lord, brother. All right, real fast, brother. Got a quick question. Where you at in this sign, brother? What would this world classify you as far as your nationality? Would they classify you as black? So-called black man. Now, when did the Lord call us black men in the scriptures? When did he say, my Negroes rise up?
my mom reads the Bible every day at home.
Well, that's good. Right,
She's 9 years old. You know,
that's
her birthday was last too, so she's 9.
well, so there you go, brother. So what we're out here doing is showing our people their God-given nationality.
That's right.
The Lord never called us Negroes and African Americans. The Lord never called us the things that the society calls us. You know what the Lord calls us, brother? We got to find out in the Bible. We got to diligently inquire and open up the scriptures to find these things out. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 13 and verse 17. We have to diligently inquire and open up the scriptures to find out the account. Give me the book of Deuteronomy.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter.
Deuteronomy chapter 13 and verse what? And verse number 17. And it reads thus.
And there, book of Deuteronomy chapter 13 verse 17. And there shall cleave not of the cursed thing to thine hand, that the Lord may turn from the fierceness of his anger and show thee mercy.
Jump to verse 14.
Verse 14. Then shalt thou inquire and make search and ask diligently.
Hey, the Lord said, then shalt thou inquire and make search. So we have to search out the scriptures. Search out what's being told us. You can't just take everything that's being brought and just say, you know what? I'm going to take this for myself. Give me Proverbs 15 and 14. You can't just take this unto yourself and believe everything, man. The Lord is not dealing with that. Read that again from the top.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 13 verse 14. Then shalt thou inquire and make search and ask diligently, and behold, if it be true,
If this thing be true,
if it be true, and the thing certain that such abomination is wrought against you.
hey, we have to diligently search and see that certain abominations are done against us, man. We have to say, you know what? I was never a black man in the first place. I was never a Negro. I was never scum and an idiot and a fool and all of the things they classify us as a nation. Bring that up.
Proverbs chapter 15 and verse 14. The heart of him.
My mom told me to tell you.
But that's good, but that's good advice. That's good advice. That's good advice. Alright, that's good advice. We're going to go to Deuteronomy. You ever heard of the book of Deuteronomy? Alright, check this out. We're going to go inside of Deuteronomy, go to Deuteronomy, chapter 28. And I want you to let me know. Well, your mom sounds very smart. That's very good, brother.
Yeah, she's smart.
That's very good.
My brother's fine, though. He had bone cancer.
I got you. So I'm going to ask you a question. Now, if you don't understand, just stop. Say, I don't understand. Now, we're going to go to Deuteronomy, the book in the Old Testament. In Deuteronomy, you ever heard of Moses?
Yeah, Moses.
Moses.
You know, Ten Commandments?
Exactly. That's who
They
Moses.
play that on Easter Sunday on TV.
All right, well, check this out. We're going to go inside of Deuteronomy, written by Moses, and he's going to tell you who you are to this very day. If you don't understand, what are you going to do? Say, stop. I don't understand. If you don't understand, what you going to say? Exactly. Don't be afraid to say that, brother. We out here for you.
Bring that up.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 45.
15.
Come. Verse 15. It's lucky. So, but it shall come to pass.
But it shall come to pass. Meaning this is Moses speaking unto one nation of people.
Right.
Those nation of people are the Israelites. Can you say that, brother? The Israelites.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments.
If we don't observe, meaning to watch, to keep all of God's commandments,
and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses.
what's coming upon the Israelites? All these what? Curses. Is a curse a good thing or a bad thing, brother? If somebody cursed you, it's a bad thing. Who's getting cursed, brother? You remember? The Israelites. So this is Moses speaking unto who? The Israelites. The Lord is saying if the Israelites don't listen, now what's going to come upon them? The what? The curses. So the Lord said if we don't listen as a people, that the Lord would send what against us? Curses. Exactly. Who is this being spoken to? Moses is speaking, but who's his audience? Who is he speaking to? The Israelites. Saying if we don't listen, what's going to happen to us? Curses. But who's speaking? Moses. So Moses speaking to the who? Israelites. There you go, brother.
That all these curses.
Shut brother. No, you don't, brother. You don't gotta go nowhere, brother. We're just getting started, brother. Alright, well, let me just finish this last point.
Say, and that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So curses would overtake us as a people. Now, do you think we're blessed, brother, or when you look at this sign, what do you see? Do you think we're cursed, or do you think we're blessed? You think we blessed, brother?
Too many enemies in your
Give me
ear, man.
the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 35 and verse number 5. Brother, we're cursed. We're the ones at the bus stops. We're the ones shot down and slain in the streets. Why in the Bible do you have one people that are slain, raped, destroyed, put on cargo slave ships and destroyed by our oppressors if we're blessed? We're not blessed as a people. Bring that out, King.
2 Chronicles 35 verse 5. And stand in the holy place according to the divisions of the families of the fathers of your brethren, the people, and after the division of the families of the Levites. So kill the Passover and sanctify yourselves.
32 and verse 5.
2 Chronicles chapter 32 and verse number 5. And it reads thus. Also he gathered himself and built up the wall that was broken and raised.
Hey, brother, take a flyer, brother. Take a flyer. Brother.
Let me see his gold. You ain't
Brother.
gonna let me see your gold.
Brother.
You don't let me see your
Brother.
gold.
Take a flyer, brother. You an Israelite. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
And tell Keisha she an Israelite too, brother.
Yeah, okay.
All right, brother, be safe out here.
Yeah, you too.
Read that again from the top. And we gotta pray for our people, man.
That's right.
Our people are sick and destroyed, man.
That's right.
And I'm pretty sure if he was in a proper mindset, he would jump for joy to hear the words of life, man.
right.
We gotta pray for our people out here, man. This is actually sad, man. Should break every brother down. He shouldn't sleep good at night, so we pray for our people, man.
That's right.
This truth isn't just about shaking the hands, it's about prayer too, man.
That's right.
And we gonna, what's your name, brother?
Hendrix.
Hendricks.
Derek Hendrix.
Derek Hendricks, man. We're gonna pray for you, brother.
That's right.
Bring that up.
2 Chronicles.
My mom took no shit down here.
All right, we're gonna pray for your mother too.
Later was last Tuesday.
All right, brother.
Her birthday.
All right, brother. Check out that flyer. You're an Israelite.
That's right.
2 Chronicles chapter 32 and verse 5.
Bring it out.
Also he strengthened himself and built up all the wall that was broken.
Hey, Hezekiah is going to build up all of the walls that were broken by the heathens, man. We're not dealing with the heathens. Go back to 2 Chronicles, chapter 28. Right where you left off at, Ken. And they had to break down, and they destroyed us, and Hezekiah built up all of the old ruins. What's going on, brother? Where you see yourself on the sign, brother? What's your nationality?
American black.
American black. Right, do you find the term American black in the Holy Bible?
No.
Right, so you got to ask yourself, who am I according to the Bible? What's your father?
Native black.
Native, so-called Native American? Native.
Choctaw Indian.
Choctaw Indian. Right, well, you could be from the tribe of Gad. Right, what's his father?
I don't know.
Okay, well, more than likely, you either come from the tribe of Judah or from the tribe of Gad or Reuben. So we got to diligently search out these things. So the Lord never called us Negroes in the Bible, the African Americans. We are a chosen people according to the Bible. Give me the book of Psalms 105 and verse 18. Right, we're going to go inside of the Holy Bible and show you what the Lord has called us.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 105, and verse 18.
Bring it out.
Whose feet they hurt with fetters.
Hey, the Lord said there's a people in the Bible whose feet hurt when they got fetters of iron on their feet, man. What people is that? Whose feet they hurt with fetters? So-called black people. Read.
He was laid in iron.
He was what?
He was laid in iron.
He was laid in iron and affliction.
Read. Until the time that his word came.
The Lord said there's a people that lay in iron until the time that his word comes to set you free, man. Right? What people in history have been laid in iron?
Us.
We've been laid in iron, man. We've been destroyed until the time that his what came?
Word came.
His word comes. So his word is going to do what? It's going to set you free. It's going to set you free mentally. It's going to have you to understand everything you've been taught is a lie, brother. Name one thing that this word has taught you. What you learn?
To not trust.
To not trust. What did the school system teach you?
What they wanted to teach.
What they want to teach you. Now, from the time you're so-called in kindergarten to the time you're a grown man, what structure and given to you, is it by us or is it by the so-called white man in the government?
So-called white man in the government.
So why would the so-called white man in the government teach you anything about yourself? Anything about your history, your forefathers, your heritage? All they teach you is about what? George Washington, Benjamin, right? All of these different white men that are on money, right? Presidents, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and they tell you about all of this white history, and they sweep under the rug everything that about yourself that ever existed, man. All they show you is Rosa Parks. What else they show you? That you had a damn rod of iron on your damn back, man. Harriet Tubman. That all you was doing is just running. Just a good running old boy, ain't you?
Yeah,
From the time you were born, all they tell you is that you're a running boy. Just running forever. We even run to this very day by the police. But let's even go further back and further back and further back to the very beginning. Who were we, brother? What's our lineage of people?
King, royalty.
Kings and royalty.
Sovereignty.
But how do we know that? We got to go inside of the Bible and show you that. Huh?
That's right. That's right.
Right? Let's get that. Go to the book of Isaiah 3 and verse number 2. Isaiah chapter 3 and verse number 2.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 3 and verse 2. The mighty men and the man of war.
Hey, the Lord said we used to be mighty men and men of war. Now, right now, we're just niggas in the streets, man, with no understanding. Read.
The judge and the prophet.
We used to be judges and we used to be prophets. Read.
And the prudent and the ancient.
We used to be prudent men, ancient men. We used to know doctors of the law. We used to have understanding about everything. We used to look up at the stars and know the discerning of times. We used to be priests. We used to walk with understanding, and the Lord used to lead us. Read.
The captain of 50 and the honorable men.
We used to have honorable men.
Read. And the counselor and the cunning artificer. Shalaki. And the eloquent orator. And I will give the children to be the princes, and the babies shall rule over them.
And we got destroyed as a nation of people. Give me 2 Kings chapter 24 and verse 10. So the Lord said we were princes, kings, governors, prudent, eloquent, all of these different things we used to be. Then we got brought down low and got put in captivity and slavery, all because we sinned against God. That's how we lost who we was. Bring that out, King.
This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 24, verse 10. At the time that the servants of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came up against Jerusalem.
They came up against our holy land. So we were dwelling in our holy land. We had our own money, our own wells, our own cattle. We had our own governancy. We had everything in order. But this king came from afar, just like the so-called white man on slave ships. Read.
And the city was besieged. And Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came against the city, and his servants did besiege it. And Jehoiakim, the king of Judah.
The king of Judah. So this man came from afar and took the king of Judah. Who's the king of Judah? So-called what? So-called black American. Read on.
Went out to the king of Babylon, he and his mother and his servants.
So he took his whole family. Read.
And his princes and his officers and the king of Babylon.
So he took his officers, his kings, his nobles, all of the rulers. And we got a picture and paint this, man. I'm on a king with all type of jewels on him, gold on him. He had a throne, all of his officers, all of the horses, all of the cattle and land. Somebody came from afar and took him. Read.
Took him in the 80th year of his reign, and he carried out thence all the treasures of the house of the Lord.
All the what?
All the treasures of the house of the Lord.
Now we don't have anything. He took all of our treasures. When we got off them slave ships, what we had? A little piece of clothes on, brother. We don't have anything. Where's our gold at? Where's our silver at? Where's our brass and our iron and the cheap things that the Lord has given us? We don't have anything. We don't have generational wealth like these other nations do, man. They got passed down wealth, houses, equity, all of these different things that continue to help them prosper. What do we have? Everything was stolen from us in slavery, brother. Read.
And the treasures of the king's house.
And all of the treasures of the king's house.
And cut in pieces all the vessels of gold which Solomon, king of Israel, had made in the temple of the Lord, as the Lord had said. And he carried away all of Jerusalem.
He did what?
He carried away all of Jerusalem.
Slavery?
He carried away all of Jerusalem.
He carried away all of Jerusalem. Jerusalem is in Israel. We're the Israelites. He carried away all of those men, put them in slavery, and put them in chains, man. Don't you know that that's in the Bible, brother? Us going into slavery is in the Holy Bible, man. This book isn't some book that's just talking about the so-called white man and talking about all the things that he have done upon the earth. When we open this up, we can't identify with it. Right? Every king in this Bible that pertains to the Israelites was a so-called black man, so-called Hispanic man.
Right.
This is our history and who we are.
Right.
What about this man right here? Pick that devil up, Baba Kashar. Who is this man right here? Give me Revelation chapter 1 and verse 13. They paint this man and tell you that this is what the world calls Jesus Christ. What does Jesus Christ look like according to the Bible?
hair
Wake him up,
fine and ivory skin. Isn't that what scripture says?
All right, well, you a little off, but you around the ballpark. We're going to go inside of the Bible and show you.
This is
Book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 13.
Read it out.
And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man.
The Son of Man is a title what they call Jesus Christ. Let's see if the image more look like this or what we're about to show you in the Bible.
Clothed with a garment down to the foot,
Right, he had a long garment on down to the foot.
and girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
Right, his pap section, like my chest, was gold and girdle. Because in a war, they couldn't thrust you through. Right, Rudolph?
And his head and his hairs were white like wool.
Were what?
Were white like wool.
Were what?
Were white like wool.
His head and his hairs were what? White like what? Wool. Does he have woolly hair? He has woolly hair? He doesn't have woolly hair. Right, the Lord said his heads and his hairs were white like wool. Read.
As white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire. And his feet.
Hold on, now we're getting into skin complexion. And his feet. Read.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
Like unto fine brass. What color is brass? Brown. Read.
As if they burn in the furnace.
As if they what?
As if they burn in a furnace.
How dark was the Lord?
As if they burn in a furnace.
So the Lord was so dark, it looked like he got burned in a furnace, man.
Right.
So who is that, man?
I don't know.
That's the devil right there. That's a deceiver. That's a liar. He came up and deceived the hearts of all of our people. Let me see that real fast. Right, stop on this image, brother. Unless that's the truth. Because according to the Bible, we just read his description. Give me Daniel chapter 10 and verse 5 and Daniel chapter 7 and verse 9. You got to stomp on this image, brother.
right.
This image is a lie. And we got to wake up and come out of these things that the so-called oppressors have given us. Bring that up.
Daniel chapter 10 and verse number 9.
Read out.
It's like verse 5.
Read out.
Then I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. His body also was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning.
Now we're getting the description of Jesus Christ again in the Bible. Read.
And his eyes as lamps of fire.
Read.
And his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass.
Like that's a what?
Polished brass.
So the Lord was a dark-skinned man, like polished brass. So who is this man, brother?
I couldn't tell you.
If you can't tell me, step on that image, brother. Step on that image, brother.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if he was killing an ant or a teeny roach. Right? He just kind of ran across the counter. No, you got to stomp on that image, brother. Give me the book of Deuteronomy chapter 12 and verse 5. 12 and verse number 5.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 12, and verse number 5. And it reads thus. But unto the place which the Lord your God shall choose out of all your tribes, and put his name there, even unto his habitation shall ye seek, and thither thou shalt come, and thither ye shall bring your burnt offering.
Start at verse 3.
Deuteronomy 12, verse 3. And ye shall overthrow their altars, and break their pillars, and burn their groves with fire.
Do what?
And burn their groves with
The
fire.
Lord said in the Bible, when you see a false image, anything set up, you're really supposed to beat it to pieces and burn it with fire, man.
Right.
According to the Bible, you're not just supposed to just go like this. This isn't what's that game? Twister, man. Where you put your toe right here, and you put your other toe right here, and you put your other toe right there. This isn't a game, brother. Right. According to the Bible, you're actually supposed to beat these things into pieces and burn them with fire, man.
Right.
And ye shall hew down the graven images of their gods, and destroy the names of them.
And do what?
And destroy the names of
Give
them.
me Deuteronomy chapter 13 and verse number 5. Read.
And destroy the names of them out of that place.
Out of thy place. So we're actually supposed to be destroying every image that we see. Bring it up.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 13 and verse 5. And that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death.
Right.
Because he has spoken to turn you away from the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt and redeemed you out of the house of bondage, to thrust thee out of the way which the Lord thy God commanded thee to walk in.
Right.
So shalt thou put the evil away from the midst of thee.
Read.
If thy brother, the son of thy mother, or thy son, or thy daughter, or the wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is which is as thine own soul entice thee secretly.
And the
saying,
Lord said, if your mother, your brother, your friend, your cousin, anybody around you try to entice you secretly.
Right.
No, we should go to church tomorrow, brother. Hey, brother, I think you should put that cross back on, brother. Hey, brother, I think white Jesus is real, brother. I think we should wear the cobblestone, brother. Right, read on.
which as thy own soul entice
Hey, he may be your own soul, brother. This may be my very well blood brother. Read on.
entice thee secretly, saying, let us go and serve other gods.
Let us do what?
Let us go and serve other gods,
Read on.
which thou hast not known, thou nor thy fathers, namely of the gods of the people which are round about you, nigh unto thee, or far off from thee, from the one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. Thou shalt not consent unto him, nor hearken unto him.
You should listen to him.
Neither shall thy eye pity him, neither shalt thou spare, neither shalt thou conceal him. But thou shalt surely kill him.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt surely kill
What you
him.
supposed to be doing?
Thou shalt surely kill him.
The Lord said you're supposed to even kill in the ancient world, brother. Somebody coming up to you saying, let's serve this other God. Let's wear this cross. Let's bow down to white Jesus. We're asking you a small thing just to step on it. And no, if you believe in the Lord, brother, it was different in the ancient world. Men actually believed and followed these commandments and these laws in the Bible. The Lord wants you to have zeal against destroying your enemies. Zeal against destroying these other gods. Zeal is this serving the Lord, man, and casting away all these other things. Read.
Thine hand shall be first put upon him.
The Lord said your hand should be first upon him. Meaning, don't let somebody else get in there. Your hand's supposed to be first around his neck. Brother, what you say, brother?
Right.
And then call upon the name of the Lord, man.
Right.
Right.
I said, thy hand shall be first upon him to put him to death.
And we're not going to care if we grew up with you. We're not going to care if you're a part of the congregation. Let a brother come up saying, man, you know, Allah is the way, brothers. He start putting that spirit. We're going to grab him up, man, and thrust him out. Read.
And afterwards, the hand of all the people.
The hand of what?
The hand of all the people.
Hey, we supposed to get them the hell up out of here, man. So according to the Bible, brother, every image and every idol set up, we're supposed to beat it to pieces and not regard it. We're trying to get this image out of your mind, out of your understanding. Because this is nothing more than a trap. You're subconsciously still thinking or putting this image at some type of power. When you destroy it and step on it, you're conquering over it mentally, physically, and you're starting to come closer to keeping the commandments and serving your God. Your God is a fierce man of war, a so-called black man. Right? He's not a so-called white man. Right? With pale skin. He's an Israelite according to the Bible, from the tribe of Judah. The God you serve is a jealous God, brother. It will be a very mighty thing in the eyes of the Lord and the angels and your brothers to step on his image, brother, and get 3 commandments before you leave. Now, if you don't want to, you don't want to. But we just read you what we would do in the ancient world, brother. If anybody were to serve another God, or somebody would come up to try to entice you to serve other images and gods. So it's on you. What would you do, brother?
What's the matter? Why?
Right, but I'm talking about this idol and stepping on it.
It's not going to do anything.
All right, brother, well, you're an Israelite. You're a king walking this earth, but before you're a king walking this earth, you got to act like a king. A king isn't small to step on his oppressors or any type of feats. A king is going to stand up and want more precepts and more understanding and commandments. Anybody else, he would just be of our kindred and our people. So that's what deciphers you and severs you from being a king and a Negro walking the earth, man. And we want you to walk and be a king. Before you can be a king, you have to first start to keep God's commandments. We're going to give you 3 commandments before you leave. Now, you already learned you're what according to the Bible? You remember? You're an Israelite. Your God-given nationality is an Israelite from the tribe of either Judah or Gad. Can you remember that, brother? You're an Israelite, right? Black is just a color. So when you leave here, brother, don't forget who you actually are, that we're Israelites. You understand? Bring that out. Give me 3 commandments.
It's the book of Numbers, chapter 15 and verse number 38. Speak unto the children of Israel.
The children of Israel are the what? Who are we? The chosen people, what the Lord classifies as. You remember? Israelites. Don't ever forget that, brother. Say we the Israelites. We're the Israelites. There you go, brother.
Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments.
So all of the mighty brothers, they got one thing in common amongst many things. But physically, they're all wearing fringes. These are fringes according to the Bible. The Lord has commanded us in the Holy Bible to wear fringes. Read.
Upon their garments throughout their generations. And that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
Read.
And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that you may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord.
So we're supposed to look down at our fringes and remember what? All the what? The commandments of the Lord.
And do them.
And do what?
And do this.
And do them. So that's one commandment.
Bring that up.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11 and verse 7.
Bring it out.
And the swine.
Now what's swine, brother? Pig. You think we can eat the pork? What about a little bacon? Little ham here and
Do it
there?
already.
What about a little pepperoni there? Little sausage here?
Already do it.
You already do it? Now according to the Bible, you have a dietary law, what you can eat and what you cannot eat. Give me the book of Daniel chapter 1 and verse number 8. So according to the Bible, you can't eat everything. There's certain things you can eat in the Bible and certain things you can't eat. Give me the book of Psalms. So like, give me the book of Isaiah 28 and verse 8.
Book of Daniel chapter 1 verse 8. But Daniel purposed in his heart
Right, Daniel proposed in his heart.
that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat.
So Daniel said, look, I'm not going to defile myself with the portion of the king's meat. Because the king may bring you pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, oyster, all type of wicked tails and slimy things. He may put that right in front of your face, open up right there, that lever in that basin and say, you know what, eat up, boy.
Nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself.
That he what?
That he might not defile himself.
So Daniel said in the Bible, he's not going to defile himself with all little portion what the king may give him. All of the different meats set up, man. So according to the Bible, there are meats you can eat and meats that you cannot eat. Right? Bring that out, King.
Isaiah chapter 28 and verse number 8. For all tables are full of vomit.
What the Lord say?
For all tables are full of vomit.
All tables in America are just full of vomit. All you got is damn crocodile, oysters, clams, shrimp, crab, lobster, pork. All of these things, according to the Bible, is what the Lord called it. Vomit, brother. It's just vomit everywhere. Would you eat filth and vomit and pus and urine and piss and feces all on the ground, brother? Do kings do those type of things? Or do kings eat delicate meats given to you by the Lord, man? They don't eat everything that America may guide you and put in front of your face. So according to the Bible, they're vomiting on all of these tables, man. You're a king, brother. There's a dietary law, things you can eat and things that you cannot eat. Right? Go back to Leviticus. Right? Chapter 11.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11 and verse 7. And the swine, though he devour the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
We're going to give you one more commandment after this. Read on.
Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and of their carcass shall ye not
You
touch.
ain't supposed to touch the pig.
They are unclean to
Read
you.
on.
These shall ye eat of all that are in the water.
So according to the Lord, all the things that are in the waters is certain things you can eat and certain things you cannot eat.
Read.
Whatsoever have fins and
Oh,
scales.
sliming around.
Whatsoever have fins and
It
scales.
has to have two things in common. Fins and what? Scales.
Read.
And the seas and in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
Them shall ye eat. So everything that doesn't have two things, which are what? Fins and what? You cannot eat it, brother. No matter how much they create the sauce and they whip it, right? And then they do all of these different things. You say what, brother? And the butter, right? The garlic butter with the little spices of parsley in there. Then they whip it all the way up and they create these different sauces and they, what's that? And then you just want to taste that meat, brother. The Lord will kill you for that, man. Hey, Daniel, hey, you got men in the Bible that was starving to death because they wanted to defile themselves with the portion of all these different meats in America. All these different meats of all of these different nations. So according to the Bible, what are two things that you cannot eat, brother? Just give me two. No, you can eat things that have fins and scales. If it does not have fins and scales, you cannot eat it.
Right.
Give me another thing you can't eat. Pork, exactly. What are these? You remember, brother? Fringes. And why do we wear? To do what?
Read that. Say it again.
Remind us of the scriptures.
Praise to the Most High. We're going to give you one more.
Right.
I'm going to give you one more commandment, brother.
The book of Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 27. Ye shall not round the corners of your heads,
Right, so don't shave your head bald. Read on.
neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard.
So do you cut your beard down? Right, you're supposed to grow that beard out. It's a badge of manly dignity. Every brother out here that can grow a beard, they got a beard on their face, man. Even if it's patchy or got 3 hairs. Right, read on.
Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord.
I am the Lord. So according to the Bible, you can't do what? Put tattoos or cut yourself. You understand that, brother? So no shrimp, crab, or lobster. These are fringes. And no pork. Give me the book of Isaiah chapter 42 and 13. Who are you before you leave, brother? And you should stay, because the next mighty speaker is about to come up. Who are you according to the Bible? Israelite.
Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 13. The Lord shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yea, war. He shall prevail against his enemies. I have long time holding my peace.
What the Lord say?
I have long time holding my peace. I have long time holding my peace. I have been still and refrained myself. Now will I cry like a travailing woman. I will destroy and devour at once.
Pum yourself. Pum yourself. Pum yourself. Don't go nowhere. The next mighty speaker is on the scene, man.